What's up, y'all? Right now, we're going to talk about, the heart and soul of getting started with tattooing. We have our machine and we have our power supply. Now, the machine is what houses the needle, and the power supply is what regulates the voltage, which also regulates the power that the machine is putting out and the speed that the machine is moving. Right now, this power supply is at 7.2 volts. Once your machine is connected and your foot pedal is connected, you use this knob. Some power supplies have buttons. Nowadays, you have different power supplies as far as you have wireless options. I plug in at the top. You could turn them on, charge them up, regulate the voltage that way. You also have these kind of wireless adapters where, it turns on with a button and you can go through different voltages that way. But with the standard power supply, you're gonna have a RCA cable. Your RCA cable plugs in at the top here. And then you have a foot pedal that plugs in here, and it's like exactly what it sounds like. It's a pedal that you step on that turns the machine on and off. But me, I don't really use foot pedals anymore. I'm either wireless or I'm using a foot switch, which you use your hand to turn on and off, but it's called a foot switch. And then, like I said, you could regulate your voltage here at the knob. Right now, we're going to talk about needles and needle configurations and I guess needle depth too. Right now, I want to start out with a liner. Now, this is what you would call a cartridge needle. You have needles that come on a needle bar also, but right now, a lot of artists are using cartridges. I solely use cartridges, so that's what we're gonna learn right now. So again, this is a cartridge needle. And if y'all don't know, I'm gonna enlighten you just a little bit. The purpose of a cartridge needle is because it's quick, it's easy, you can interchange needles, and also it prevents cross-contamination as far as with these newer ones that have the membrane inside. It's like a condom like structure inside that prevents ink from coming into this chamber here and splurting back out into your grip. Let me show you what I mean. Let me pull this apart. You see here? It's a rubber piece. Nothing can escape outside of that. And if for any reason, maybe you have a cheaper needle that does, you probably need to stop what you're doing and take care of that. Swap out the needles, get a new one, make sure nothing got too far in here, and if it did, you need to spray that out with Cavicide and put it in an autoclave. And if you don't have an autoclave, then maybe you need to get a whole new grip, honestly. But yeah, back to needle configuration. This is a 7-round liner. I'm gonna go ahead and push the needle out. I don't know how well the camera's catching it, but it's 7 tiny needles in a tight group setting like this that's used to create a solid line. 7-round liner. This here is a 13 mag shader, and it has 13 needles, and they're stacked on top of each other. I don't know if you guys could catch that. but they're kind of stacked. They're stacked on top of each other in a brush pattern like this. And that's used for shading. And you know, you have different configurations based on the number of needles. So how this is a 7-round liner, you also have 1-round liners, 3-round liners, 5-round liners, 9-round liners. You also have round shaders where the grouping isn't so tight, it's a little bit more loose, and you can use that for shading or bold lines. But yeah, that basically is gonna wrap it up on the needles. I don't wanna get, you know, too confusing. But of course, you're gonna most likely need a liner and a shader.